Good morning, everyone. It's Friday the 13th, 7:08 a.m. Leaving for work, and not late, but I'm going to be there just on time. Today, I'm going again to center of Quebec. Actually, the main reason why I'm going there is I'm going to drop the boss Christmas gift, what he bought himself. He bought a 12 grand worth of electronic, big ass TVs, two of them, huge sound systems, little sound system here and there, all over the fucking place. This is what the company works for. If this is his Christmas gift, okay, that's a reasonable Christmas gift. I think that the company you own, you can afford that. Especially since the man actually works at the company. Some owner are never there. They don't give a shit about the company. They're just absent all the times. This man is most of the time with the salesmen, the sales rep. They're on the road. Not a bad person. I like him. I don't say I love him. I just say I like him. He's straight. No waste of time. Straight. No fuss. No turnaround. No fancy word. Straight to the point. Just like the kind of people I like. One fact I don't like though is I wanted 2 weeks vacation, and won't get 2 week vacation, but I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna talk with him, and I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna have to sit down and write some email this weekend, because I need to rest. I need time to do my work, and I need to rest. And sometimes I wonder if when you're using magnets and parts for radiating device, if those parts actually wears out. Because the first time around when I used the God's device, I was putting my hands over the magnet, and there was some effect feeling from it. I could feel tingly sensation from the tip of my hand, from the middle of my hand, over the magnet. There was something emanating from the magnets, and afterward, it just stopped doing it. So I don't know if they wear out, if they change or whatever. One thing that I need to focus on is see if I can put a headband device on the God's device. Because on the original plan of the RM, the reality manipulators, there's a headband. And there's a magnet, there's a coil configuration, but I don't use a coil configuration. I think tonight I would buy a nice box, and try to reconfigure the parts. They're not expensive. Those plastic enclosure from Amazon usually range from $5 to $25 a piece. It's not the most expensive part of making something. It's your time. Lord, my car's a mess. I need to wash my car. When the weather is gonna permit it, I'm gonna give it a good wash. So, like I say, when I come back at night, usually I'm dead tired and I don't have the time or energy to do anything else. Just post some comments here and there. So I will start I need to make a diagram electric Shema for my actual time travel experiment. Do an overlay of the design. An overlay is when you make a pattern of what part should be where without actually having a Shema parts drawing, just words. That here, this here, and then you put colors for your wires and everything else. And then afterward, once you figure everything out, then you start doing a real diagram with real parts. And this is where I'm at now. I need to plan where everything's going to be inside something or the plank, and then see afterward what it's going to give. But first I need to play with the hard drive and make it work. I need to be able to make the hard drive works. Once that's settled, then I'll be able to see where I'm going to head. Where I'm going to head with the whole design. Probably going to rant here, but something that always annoys me when I'm on the road in the morning is either I'm not in a rush to go to work or I am, and either other people are in a rush to go to work or they're not. And then it's always a conflict as you're driving. You're in a rush or not, and they are or they're not. And then you want to go faster or you want to remain at speed, and you don't want to see people exceeding the speed limit because they should respect the speed limit. It's like where we're passing here right now, it's a construction zone, and there's these orange signs saying 70 kilometers per hour or sometimes 50, and then you see people going 100 or 90 or 80 in a 50 zone, and then there is never a police around to spread out tickets. But it would just take 1 or 2 days of having them spread out on the side of the road and catch everyone. I think that within a day they would make it $10,000 of tickets within 1 day. And then it would teach people that when you're in a construction zone, you follow the speed limit. It's a construction zone. Other than that, I don't give a fuck. It's just I got a friend that does work on construction zone, and the last thing I would like to hear is for them to be killed by a stupid driver that wasn't respecting the speed limit. As an example here, 100. There's traffic ahead, and that's the same thing every time. When it's traffic at night, instead of keeping a distance between each car, a proper distance to let other people zip in, merge, everybody goes bumper to bumper, and they follow behind each other's with less than 4 feet or 3 feet or 1 feet. I saw in traffic a guy was tailgating another just because he didn't want to let somebody else in. And for me, I have a simple rule. It's like, just put your flasher and I will let you in gladly. I'll give you all the room in the world. Just put your flasher. It annoys the living shit out of me when people just cut me off. No flasher. See, it went in well. The people coming on the highway here on the on-ramp, they looked that I was coming and they zipped right into me. I had my room, they had their room. No slow down. Everybody put their flasher. It's so hard to understand. It's for people like, and I'm not going to blame any ethnicity on this. I'm blaming people that don't care. Oh, that's one rant I would go about. Oh my god. Caring. I think we live too much in a world where people don't care, and that goes from every age group. Every age group. It doesn't matter if you're a teen, a 10-year-old kid or girl, boy or girl, 10-year-old, all the way up to your 80s. The level of care that people just don't care anymore. They don't care if they hit a car in a parking lot. They don't care if they ding a door on their parking lot. You're going inside a store or a building. You're carrying a big ass toolbox. You need the door to be old, and they don't care. They don't hold the door. Just go in on their face on their phone and not giving a shit. Fortunately, from every city that I go in, there's always a few nice people that hold the door. And 2 times I had teenagers and students actually helping me with my toolbox, grabbing the lower end and helping me going above the stairs, and like a huge rack of stairs. That toolbox weighs 75 pounds. I lift that thing 6 to 7 times a day and put it back in my truck. And I had 2 teenagers one time that actually took the time and effort to grab the toolbox and climb the stairs with me. That was pretty nice. I'm not a young boy anymore, and I'm not a young man. I'm an old man, 46 years old, in the body of a 54. I went to Wednesday. I went to university in Montreal, and the elevator doesn't work going up. It only works going down. So I wasn't carrying much tool with me. I was just carrying what I needed, and I had to climb 10 steps, 10 series of stairs. You know, when they go like this, I had to do that 10 times, and my legs were getting hot and my heartbeat wasn't so good. And this is what happened when you don't have the time to go to the gym. You don't have the energy to go to the gym. And it's not I don't have the money. My income could allow for me to go to the gym on a monthly basis. It's just I literally don't have the energy. And it's a vicious circle, because it would take energy to actually go there for me in order to feel better and get a better health. Then I could exercise and get a better health, and then I wouldn't be so tired all the times. I wouldn't be so tired from my days of work. But that's the thing. I need to start the processes, and I just don't have the energy to. Plus, second of all, is I don't like to be. I never liked going to the gym. The only time that I like to go to the gym or any exercise, doing any exercise of type, it was when I was in the army. And when I was in the army, everybody was rooting for you, was supporting you. You were all equal. It wasn't a competition who was the fittest. We were all equal. And I was fortunate enough that when I was in my regiment, that every guy in my regiment were a caring person. They really had good heart, and they didn't have the same intention as I did. They wanted to join the army, not to kill people, but to help people, to join the UN and help people. Back when the UN was actually good, if it was ever. But none of them was ready for that kind of trauma that they were going to be exposed to, compared to this sociopath here that didn't care. They didn't care about war or any atrocity that goes on war, because I know where I was heading. For me in my life, when I reached the army, I was already desensitized. I was an horror movie fan. I like horror, and I used to hunt rabbit and hunt animal, and I was familiar with blood, guts, and gore. I was familiar with all of this, and it wasn't something that was gonna scare me or mark me. And when we were on mission, we saw some pretty horrific things. And of all the 26 people that I worked with during that time, it was just a year and a half. 24 of them committed suicide. That's pretty horrific to say. Out of 26 people. And the only two people alive is me and another guy who became a general, Luke Grant, who went from sergeant, lieutenant, and captain, and so on and so on. He claimed all the rank, and he, as of this day now, he's 3 years older than me, 48 years old, and he's still in the army. He could have retired a long time ago, but he's still in the army. This guy spent his entire life, and he was ready. He was bred for that. His whole reason for living was he's going to be in the army. He was in the cadet. He went in the scout. He was too violent for the scout. He went in the cadet. He stayed in the cadet, and then he went to school. He finished school and ran right in the army. And we got there at the same time. And I was always his right-hand man. That's how I climbed the rank. But everybody else were more or less of a sheep. They were following order and didn't have any independent thought. This is what he liked about me, because I had my own mind, I had my own opinion. That always impresses him. Anyway, enough with the rant and long story. I'm at work right now. Another day of long ass driving and stops here and there. I was planning to do the South Shore, but that's gonna go to a big fuck off. And I have to wait till next week. Alright, I was saying like, oh, where's my van? It's inside. Which I worked really hard yesterday to put inside. Have a good day, everyone.